You sure that's the right move, Alfie? You know what's not the right move? Calling me Alfie. What's up, fellow agents? It's your boy 0011 back at you with another recap and review, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The Watchdogs. And this week it's all about Mac. Maybe I oughta never ride my bike ever? Doesn't Mac totally seem like the kind of guy that has the kind of bike that you're never allowed to touch? This week's all about Mac. We open with him and his brother working on their bikes, and Mac says work's been rough lately. His brother's like silently, yeah, at least you have a job. Mac tells him about how two of his friends have been transferred for good. Work hasn't been great lately. Management's out of control. We have new people coming in every day with no experience, as it flashes to the actor playing his brother. Hello, fourth wall. His brother says, sorry about your work, kind of wink wink. He's not buying into this work for insurance thing one little bit. Why is this still here? A 15-second scene about a Lassie statue. I wonder if that's going to come into play a little bit later. You know I bought steaks, right? So into the kitchen they go, and then on the TV they see, we are the watchdogs, and you will obey. And then the watchdogs totally implode an entire building. Sorry about family time, but figure it out. I know you're on vacation, but I'm down a couple of agents right now, and my resources are limited. A la Mac gets a show all about him. The watchdogs aren't happy about what happened in New York, and even less so about what happened in Sokovia. I just love how they intermingle the storylines between the show and the movies. Sodium hydronesuscitate. It neutralizes nitramine. Thank you, nerd herd. I'm gonna go call Coulson. Should we take this debris back and study it? Sure. Have you been working out? 'Cause it weighs 100,000 tons. It's a building. Don't you just love Fitz? I've got a new plan of attack, and it's a good one. Felix Blake is back, and standing. Wait, didn't Deathlock break your spine? Ha, I'm acting like I remember that. I totally had to go back and look it up. We then switch to Gemma feeling sorry for herself, shooting a gun, and hey, I gotta admit, she's becoming a pretty good shot. May tells her it's not her fault. But yeah, May, it kinda is her fault. She did trade all those other lives to save her own hide. I mean, who is the one who let Lash out? Flash to Mac, Fitz, and Daisy talking about what to do about the watchdogs. Mac wants to observe and learn more about him. Daisy wants to go all tremors on him and take him out. And poor Fitz, stuck in the middle, just wants to science. Mac says it's not about how they act, it's about how we respond. And Daisy doesn't believe that, so she walks out and says, Fitz, you're with me. And Fitz is like, I am. Switch to Coulson, telling Lincoln he's going to take him on a mission, and then it's back to the garage for some more bro time and some not so great acting. Then back to May and Simmons, and May reveals she's been looking for Andrew. Lash! Then back to Coulson and Lincoln on their way to a mission, and Coulson's getting in Lincoln's head. So then we cut to Daisy standing in the middle of the road, and she stops this wannabe watchdog guy, and he's driving in his truck, and she gets in and just scares the living piss out of him. And she does all this for information. And this kind of makes Fitz sick to his stomach, because every time the guy won't answer, she just uses her tremor fingers and blows out another window. But Fitz, ever the loyalist, has Daisy's back, and of course he stands there and watches her for her. But Daisy, I mean, that's not very S.H.I.E.L.D.-like. I mean, really, who's going to pay for all those windows? Back to Mac, and he just can't enjoy his vacation. Daisy found the watchdog hideout, and he needs to go meet her there for backup. Back to May and Simmons. You're doing it wrong. Now this is the part of the show that I'm not sure quite works for me. Gemma shows May a better way to track Lash, and then asks what she's going to do when she finds him. May says, kill him. Now Gemma thinks and tells her that she may have found an inoculation and a cure for him. But May just says, don't give me false hope, don't give me false hope, and then, like she just wants to kill him. Andrew's done a lot of bad things, he's killed a lot of people, and I think May's just resolved to kill him. Flash to Fitz, Mac, and Daisy, all at the watchdog hideout, and Fitz gets to break out his toys. At the same time, Coulson and Lincoln enter one of Blake's safe houses, and Mac's brother shows up at the watchdog hideout on his bike. Mac says the cover is blown and to fall back, but hard-headed Daisy always has to do things her way and can't ever listen. She says she's going after Blake, who's not even there. And of course, then Fitz ends up getting shot. If she was there to back him up, back up her partner, he'd have been okay. But now he's shot with some plasma bomb stuck on his neck, and the antidote that he made doesn't even work. So much for sodium hydronesuscitate. We find out Blake is somehow at the hideout and the safe house at the same time. Then we pan back to Daisy and Fitzy frantically trying to get that plasma bomb off Fitz's neck. They ask a guard they captured, what is this? And he says, I'm not a scientist. And Fitz is like, yeah, no shit. Daisy gives him a tremor slam, and he says something about suspended. Then Fitz is like, oh, suspended, that's a science word. That's not a word he would know. Suspended, really? A science word? So Daisy's like, what do we do? And Fritz, in essence, is like, we science the shit out of it. We knew Fritz would figure it out. And of course, he does. Back to Coulson and Blake dueling minds and matching wits. And Blake's like, come on, Coulson, haven't you ever killed somebody just because you hated him? Crickets. And Lincoln's eyes go wide-eyed. Back to Mac and his brother and some more overacting. Coulson and Lincoln figure out Blake's true plans. The watchdogs think Mac is an inhuman and they are going to hunt him down. There can't be more than 5. Wait, how'd he know? Is that what you do at S.H.I.E.L.D.? I'm a mechanic. I hate this stuff. Then into the house for some more bad acting and over-explaining. You turned off the lights. We live here, they don't. We know it like the back of our hand. I don't know how to use a rifle. If it moves, shoot it. And time for the Lassie moment. Pow! Mac gets shot but takes down his shooter with a cleaver, then duct tapes said cleaver to a shotgun. Shotgun cleaver. Maybe that's an homage to a video game. If so, you can let me know down below. Mac takes down the rest of the bad guys and we get some more bad acting. Then Daisy finds out Mac's real name is Alfie. Can't wait till he recovers to use that one. We finish with Daisy and Coulson figuring out it was all just a distraction for Blake's real plan of stealing Major Arms. He's being aided by Jaira, who we all know is working for Malik and Hive. So all in all, it was an okay episode. I mean, it was going to be hard to be as good as last week's episode with the Bobby and Hunter thing going on, but I just hope this isn't foreshadowing of what's to come. But I'm going to keep my hopes up and my fingers crossed, and we've seen the previews for next week, and it definitely looks like a step in the right direction. So I don't know. I'm going to give this scale, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give this show about a 5. It's not the worst in the world, but it can definitely be better. So keep those fingers crossed, and until next week, it's your boy, 0011. I'm out.